Hello, welcome, dearest friends, to High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Mark Sherlock Holmes. I'm the Dungeon Master. Yeah. I'm joined this week by these people.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh.
We got Rhiannon. We got Trot.
It's like
we got Kim. And on the other side, we got Tom. We got Katie.
Well, that was. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Lovely people. Yeah, we're here to play. Oh boy.
High rollers, Mark. High rollers.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm with it. I'm there. Woo!
Definitely not late night recording.
But yes, we're gonna play some D&D. We don't really have any major announcements today. The only quick thing is that we do have our High Rollers Club available shirt. Available on our merch store, freshmerch.fm.
There it is.
Right there. Join the High Rollers Club. How else will people know that you're in the High Rollers Club if you don't have the shirt?
Drape it over your dead bodies.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, great. Lovely. Yeah, freshmerch.fm. Go and grab the shirt. Well, you can. If it's still available, it is limited. Maybe it's sold out by now. We don't know.
Who knows?
Sell it out.
Not me.
Sell it out. That's it. That was the only thing I had to mention this week, unless there is anything else.
We leveled up.
We leveled up. We'll
did.
get
We leveled up last time. We'll
do a
explain
little
the
recap.
stats.
Tom ate
Again.
mayo.
I did eat.
Yeah, he ate garlic mayo.
Yeah, it's probably on the TikTok already. Go check it out. See ya.
Certainly did.
Yep.
That was great.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
I loved it. I felt great.
I almost vomited.
We're just gonna play the intro and yay!
Done.
Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to High Rollers. After an arduous journey, the champions of Aerois have defeated Kilara. Titan of Aerois, bestowed with divine power over the dead, she was driven to desperate and selfish acts because of the burden of her role and the despair of the incoming threat of Hadar. But defeated, her essence has rejoined with Siaska, and the champions finally get a moment for a well-earned rest. And that is where we jump back in today.
Yeah.
As mentioned, you guys have leveled up to now, I believe, level 18.
18, baby.
So we're going to do a quick round table of who got what. Start with Katie. What did you get?
More hit points. And also, if I, is it Indomitable Might?
Yes.
If I roll a strength check and it's below my strength score, I can use my strength score instead, which is 25, so I can't roll a strength check below 25 now.
Not saving throws, but like ability checks and things like that. Athletics checks. 25.
25. Huge.
Tommy.
Because I'm a little bit behind on the curve because of my multi-classing. I got to a level 16 in Cleric, level 2 in Wizard. So I got the ability score increase or feat, and I love feat. Don't take that out of context.
I take that.
So I went through. I could have taken Warcaster to give me advantage on the concentration checks, but I've got Holy Aura now. Don't need that. So I picked the Skill Expert feat and gave myself expertise in perception.
You're already an expert.
Checks are now plus 18. My passive perception is now 33.
Oh my god!
And I also increased my dexterity with that skill as well, so I have a higher AC. That was half the reason I picked it.
Might not be on the overlays, but that's fine.
Well, that's fine. 33 perception.
Imagine if your dungeon master pointed out that feat as like a little tempting little treat.
Yeah, I mean, I needed it. I needed it.
Little crummy.
But the extra AC was probably the main reason
What
I
is
picked
it?
it.
What's your AC?
It's now 15.
Oh, cute.
Or 20 if I
Very
use
adorable.
shield.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Lovely.
Pretty good.
Kim/Nova.
None.
Nothing. Just
Well,
nothing at all.
I'm in a weird void between my multi-classing. So I'm 5 Warlock, I'm 13. I chose to go 1 up in Fighter. I think I'll probably stick with leveling up Fighter for now to the end.
Yeah.
Because it was a choice between at level 6 Warlock, you get that Accursed Spectre ability back. You know that one where I managed it once after several years of playing, where I rose like the little gremlin from the dead and then he followed me around like a little minion? Yeah, I could have gotten that back. But no, instead I went for that, which means I now have 2 uses of Indomitable.
And more hit points. Fighter gets more hit points.
More hit
never a bad
points
thing.
and...
What is Indomitable?
That's the one where I can re-roll a
saving
saving throw, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
had
pretty
one
Yeah,
before, I got
uses.
2
Not
now.
bad.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good time.
So yeah, pretty... Can't think of the word.
Good.
All right. Lucius.
Nothing big. I just got a new sorcery origin feature called Prismatic Mastery, which spend 6 sorcery points, change my eyes into brilliant prisms of light. You remember that, Mark? You wrote that. Whilst transformed in this way.
Might have forgotten about this ability.
Yeah, I gained
I might
true
need
sight.
to check it again.
Might have,
It says here it kills all titans.
No, it does
I
not.
gained true sight for the range of 120 feet.
Oh my god.
Also gain resistance to fire, acid, lightning, poison, cold, thunder, force, radiant, necrotic damage.
It's only for it doesn't not permanently. It's only
Still, that's really good.
In addition, it's not finished. Once per turn, when I use your Dichromancy feature, I can choose to have it deal damage of any type listed on Dichromancy. It
Wow.
doesn't have to be the one that I
Doesn't have to
cast
be
the
acid
spell.
and cold now. No.
And when I do so, that damage is increased to my charisma modifier plus my sorcerer level plus 18.
Plus 18 and your charisma.
And charisma.
So plus
You
5.
can remain in this state for up to a minute.
That's cool.
And it ends immediately if you die, obviously.
Mark's like, I need to do some stuff.
6 sorcery points, true sight for a minute. And among many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's pretty
but this
powerful.
is like the top end ability for the sorcerer.
Well, yeah, level
This
18.
is like
ability.
the last big thing Lucius will get.
How many
So you got nothing
sorcery
else?
points do you actually have, like, max?
18, I believe.
18.
18?
Is the amount
Oh.
I have per level.
But keep in mind, he has to use them for like all of his seeking spells,
Oh, true,
quick
yeah,
spells.
but still.
Like,
I thought, like,
still a
6
good
was
amount. Yeah.
the majority of them. Or
Yeah, it sounded
whatever.
like it
it's a
was.
good chunk. It's a third.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still.
But yeah, I mean, the only thing
That's
that might get changed is the bonus damage to the Dichromancy.
No.
But only slightly.
Boo!
No, it's
Boo!
not boo. It might go down to like half sorcerer level or something like that, but we'll see.
How about
We'll see how it plays, and then I'll see.
you could nerf that?
Yeah.
The compromise is I can't miss with Chromatic Orb.
No.
It's always a nat 20.
No, because as we found out in the last fight, you seeking spell it, and then you roll a nat 20 when you re-roll
That
it
was
now. That is
pretty
how it
alright.
works now, apparently.
Well,
I'd like that to
no,
work
I mean,
all the time.
Well, I mean, a big milestone for Lucius then.
Yeah.
This one is
Nice.
like the height of Lucius's sort of
Power.
special, unique power.
I look forward to unleashing it on Quill.
Yeah, good.
yeah,
cool.
nice.
And then-
Top that, Ree.
Finally, yeah, we got.
She probably will.
Yeah,
We
she
sent
will.
it.
She'll find a way.
Hello. So I've got 5 more lay on hands points. I'm now up to 90 lay on hands points.
Wow.
The auras for Aura of Protection, Aura of Warding, and Aura of Courage. They're now
Spell, save, plus 3 save, and all of those
they're
things.
now a 30-foot radius. So I haven't got to be right next to people. They can be
huge.
literally anywhere. So it's huge.
Well,
Not
literally,
anywhere, but within
literally
30
30 feet
Within 30
away.
feet, but it's a huge. Like
big
it's not.
area.
Yeah, it's not
big.
20. It's
That's-
30.
It was 10 before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And then I've also got another paladin spell. So I've chosen a Circle of Power as my 5th level spell. And that is another aura ability. And it gives people in 30 feet of me advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. And it also halves magical effects
No,
damage.
it's if they save against an
Save
effect that would
against.
allow you to half the
Yeah.
damage, you take no damage. So it's
Okay.
like
Oh.
evasion against
Oh,
spells.
wow.
But to everybody within 30 feet of
Oh, wow.
It's
So
pretty big.
out of all this, which class do you think D&D favours the most? Just listening to
What do you mean? They're all
everyone's,
equal. D&D
Yeah.
loves all classes equally, Kim. No, it's you, Paladin. You're my favourite.
Yeah.
It's like wizards say, I love all my children equally. You're definitely my favourite. Paladin's just like looking at dead eye. Oh, lovely. Yeah.
I was just imagining the kids swimming in the pool.
Yes.
Paladin, Paladin, all the other classes.
literally everyone.
Ranger and Warlock.
Yeah.
Artificer even lower.
I'm Monk.
Yeah, Officer just dead. Yeah.
The skeleton right at the bottom.
No, I joke. Warlock's an interesting one. Warlock's very good for like the early levels, and then it very massively tapers off. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Also multi-classing, that's just
Joke.
the danger of it.
jokes about classes aside.
Oh, but I went from Warlock to Warlock because Warlock's boring.
Yes. So leveled up. You guys, I believe, are currently still in Nightbloom Hold. We hadn't actually left there, but you are in the temple, the temple of Kalara that would have once been there. And I believe Nova had just lit a fresh candle in there. And I wasn't exactly. I think like there was some discussions about where you wanted to go next, but I figured
think,
that we would just refresh it now.
Yeah, I think we close up on candle
as you were leaving.
The cinematic
the
exit.
cinematic teleport light blast to the walls, and we were heading to the halls of infinite resplendence, right?
So
We were planning on. We usually visit there when we finish.
We check in.
You know, all the times we've called a Titan. It's
Yeah.
part of a. It's just what we
Well,
do.
helped a Titan, not always killed, but sometimes helped. But yes,
While we're there, I believe the Storm Chaser is looking for strays.
Yeah, the
wasted
Guardians that
strays.
you had told to basically said, get out of here.
And Cole's going
There's
to
no
ping
point.
us onto the Storm Chaser when we're done.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can. Yeah, with the book.
Nice. Well, you feel the familiar multicolored light of the Wayfinder's Guide pluck you from your current location, pulling you at a rapid pace away from
plugged?
Jakesh, the jungles of Jakesh, where you have spent the last few days, though it may feel much, much longer.
It was like 3 months.
And you arrive, once again, seeing the mirrored, endless halls. These beautiful, white, enormous, arched corridors that just seem to stretch on forever. At the center of which, the crossroads of which, there is a large crystal sarcophagi embedded into sort of a plinth, into like a sort of raised platform. And yeah, you now, when you arrive, you see that before you. You do not see any sign of Sayana, but you do see the sarcophagi there.
Okay, because last time we saw Sayana, she was looking
Elderly.
older. Yeah,
Yep, she's
weaker.
Elderly and weaker, yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely looking around to see if Sayana's around anywhere.
What's your perception?
With a 33 passive.
33 passive, no sign of Sayana. You do
Then
hear
where in Aerois is she? Because I can see that too.
the sarcophagi bears all the similar things that you've encountered before. You hear the cry of seagulls, kind of the waves of the ocean. You hear the hammering of like an anvil or a forge. I'm trying to think of the other ones. And now it is joined by the sound of bells, but also growing around the plinth, you see beds of flowers, like moss and grass has grown around, and sort of flowers have grown, mostly sort of black roses, but occasionally like other plants and things like that as well, have now grown around it, creating like a little miniature garden.
Has Valor joined us?
Yes, I believe so. She's always with you.
Yeah.
Her and Max, I believe, are both with you, so...
So is it like this monument that's forming? Is it like almost taking over just a larger space?
No,
or
it's not really.
becoming
I mean,
an
it's
entire
always
room?
been the same thing. It's like a raised kind of platform with this crystalline tomb almost upon it. But no, it's more that like the ground around it, rather than being stone and polished, this kind of bright, shiny, polished stone, has just been grown, like as if like moss and grass has grown around it, really.
Okay.
It's not enlarged in any way, and it's just more sounds and the smells and sensations, the mix of sort of the salty, sort of the sea, but now there is also the strong smell of earth as well, and freshly overturned soil,
Okay.
muddled together, as if like all again like little traces of each Titan are being left,
Yeah.
surrounding the sarcophagi.
I think I'll sort of turn back and almost step aside and almost gesture to Vala and say, Well, I think it makes most sense for you to go forward to see her first.
I mean, yes, if you want me to, I don't really mind. But also, you're the ones who defeated Kalara, and you are Mother's champions in a sense. Like I know she's there, and I've witnessed her, but don't feel like you always have to wait for me. Like I know where she is. I can sense her, but
It's
I'm
probably
happy
worth
to.
us seeing if there's a way to have some direct communication. At this point, we're being built up as champions. And like Valor says, we've got a lot of assumptions about what our purpose is. I'd like to hear it directly from the source.
We have heard her voice multiple times now, not just in dreams, but
I'd like to hear
even
it
out there.
outside of a big battle.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
But she may not be ready, I don't know.
Valor will gesture and say, "Oh, there's one way to find out."
Yeah, anyone who wants to go first is totally fine.
Well, I mean,
I'm
we
right
could,
behind you.
We've seen her before, and I can already sense Hesper's presence in there. So, anyone else want to?
Sentry will start walking forward.
Right behind you, Sentry.
Yeah, I mean, it's big enough that, like, it's not like one at a time. Like, the platform's big enough that all of you, like, it's quite a large thing, Clearly for somebody, if somebody were to be laying inside the sarcophagi, they would be sort of 10, 11 feet tall, by the size of it and things like that. But yeah, you make your way up there, and as you draw closer, those sensations, the smell of the earth, the smell of the sea, the sound of gulls, the sound of the hammer and the anvil grow a little bit louder. And you see it pulses with like a soft radiance from within. There is like almost like a heartbeat. Like there is this of light kind of pulsing through it. But yeah, you approach the sarcophagus. Do you do anything in particular, or are you just sort of getting close to it? What's the play?
Like Sentry will sort of, as she's making her way up towards the sarcophagus, sort of make herself aware of the life that seems to be flourishing around Siaska.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, especially when we first saw her, I feel like the atmosphere was very different, and now it seems to have completely 180'd almost. So I think Sentry's going to be looking at all the flowers, looking at the glowing light from within, just sort of taking in that shift.
The glowing light, although it kind of appears initially just as a silvery kind of light, like a glow, you begin to see that the light itself is actually not one single source, but hundreds, dozens, thousands of like little tiny star-like pulsars. And they all kind of, because they're so small and they all pulse together, it makes it look like it's one giant light. But it's actually more like looking into astral space itself, but just like magnified, so much condensed starlight, it just appears like a silvery miasma. As you get closer, you begin to see the individual little points kind of pulsing. Yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, just, you stare there and look at it, but there doesn't appear to be any change.
Siaska, I wanted to thank you for your assistance out there, and I pray that you can hear me right now, and I am really hoping you'll be able to respond in some way, but I don't think we could have finished that fight without your assistance.
You feel, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, but you do feel that sort of sea breeze, Quill, almost gently push on your back, as if pushing you forwards.
I'll follow the...
It pushes you right up to the sarcophagi. If you kind of follow, and then as you get close to the sarcophagi, it seems to die down.
I'll lean in a little closer and hope that helps in some way.
Yeah, looking inside, you can see now the outline of a form, feminine form in flowing robes, the hair flat, lifeless, but still the source of that light, almost like this kind of pulsing scene of astral sea and space of stars, but almost looking like they're sleeping, but the form is still hazy, translucent, like a spectre's. But they appear almost as if sleeping. But just sort of like peering in.
Okay. Well, I presume response in any way will use up too much of your much needed energy. So, but we are very close. Just 2 remain.
Atelkus and Sayana, but
3.
while this is going on, Nova is looking around everywhere
Paladin.
for Sayana.
Does not appear.
Yeah.
Can
Palador, Telecus, Sayana. Yeah.
I just put a hand on the sarcophagus?
When you put your hand on the sarcophagus, you hear a voice. In your head, not in anybody else's. You would hear... Yeah, I think it would just... Knowing you as well, you would hear a very soft, muddly voice similar to the one that you heard just before you faced Kalara for the second time. Hello, Ayla.
Oh! Oh!
What?
You do not need to be alarmed. I can only speak. Please let Keelek know that I can only speak if he places his hand upon the sarcophagus.
If we all did it, could you speak to us all at once? Could we have a conversation?
Wait, you can hear right now?
Hello.
Oh! There it is.
She's here!
Hands on.
Yeah, Lucius would put her hand on.
Champion of my son. She would call you, Cole. She would say specifically. Yeah. So if you all go up and place your hands on it, you would all hear, my champions, I cannot speak with you long, but I have enough strength for a brief moment.
I don't know what to
What's your
say.
favourite colour?
Don't I knew you were gonna do it.
There's a genuine sort of like little laugh, almost like a little motherly sort of like, oh, child's asked a funny question kind of thing. Laugh.
Special boy.
The stars do not have one color, but many. Any light, any source of vibrancy brings me a lot of hope.
Is Sayana with you?
No. She is still present of the world. She is on something of a little journey, I think, before the end. There were many places and people, songs that she wished to hear before the end. You need not be alarmed. She is not in any danger, and she is still strong enough to travel. But before, she knew that you would succeed, and that it will not be long until it is time for her to rejoin me.
Well, I hope to see her one more time, at least.
You will. You will.
What about Palador?
My bright and glorious son is no longer connected to me in the same way. His energy has reached me in a form, though I will be lesser for it when I am myself again. But his connection to the sunship, a powerful Genesis relic of itself, has changed him, severed our connection and bonded the two of them together.
So we only need to stop Telecus's rage and see Sayana one more time, and you'll be back.
That is correct. Though Atelicus is the one I worry most. I had not realized how far Kalara had fallen. But Atelicus, my rage, my desperate need to protect and to survive, lingers in him. And with that gives me great cause of concern. He is more cunning than you think as well. He is no fool. Do not think him a mindless beast. There is a reason that he has not yet revealed himself, and he manages to hide so well from my daughter.
How much time do we have?
I do not know, Centaur Prime. My understanding of the world is still so limited, even with the power that you have restored to me. I can see little beyond my children that allow me to, Sayana, Vala, yourselves, what connections I have, but beyond that, my sight, my understanding is limited.
Beyond the Titans rejoining you, what do you hope from us afterwards?
You? Oh. What I hope for is that you will help me defeat a creature that has not been defeated. That you will help me protect everything from the end. But that is merely a hope. I understand that it will be a great burden to ask of you, and I would never enforce it upon you. But I believe that you may represent this universe's best hope. Perhaps its only hope.
Forgive me, I just don't understand. Why us?
Do you wish me to be honest?
Please.
I did not know it would be you, Lucius, son of Virion, son of Elowin. I did not know it would be Nova Vija, student of science and magic in the plains. Keelek, former messenger who lost his wing. Ayla, a very interesting story, but also a member of the Erdith and of the Wild Elves of Aerois. Or even a soldier lost from time, transported from a world hundreds of years ago to today, and now the leader of her own people. It could have been anyone. It is perhaps fate, the will of this universe alone, or perhaps just that you have what it takes to be heroes. But it is you now, only you, that have the strength to do what must be done. Not just the strength, I correct myself. Not just strength, but also the heart and the mind and the will. I know many who are strong, but they would not be able to defeat the evil that awaits them. In fact, there have been ones who have asked me to help them do so, and I have refused, perhaps to my own cost, to the cost of many that I held very dear. But they were not ready. They would not have succeeded. In you, perhaps you are my last chance, my last hope, but you are hope nonetheless.
Okay. I'm sure we are all in this 100%. And you know that. You're with us all the time.
I do not always know what is in your hearts, and it is one thing to make a decision for oneself, and another to feel that a decision has been thrust upon you.
Well, I think, given the situation, it's either we'd fight or Hadar wins.
Even I cannot tell what is in the future. I believe you to be a hope. I believe you to have the strength to stop Hadar. I may be wrong. Perhaps there will be others in time. Perhaps there are others who I do not yet know. You are simply the ones that I have put my faith in. But it is always your choice. And if your choice is not to fight, then so be it. That will be a choice that you have made. And those who remain will do what they can.
If we can stop what happened to Alfheim from happening to Aerois. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I wish not fighting was an option, but if we don't, I think we all know what's going to happen. Not being able to see the future or not, it's going to happen. So fighting will stop it.
We fought enough to get to this point. What's another fight
what
amongst
we do
hundreds
best.
of fights before? We can do this.
If nothing else, take heed in this. Hadar is an ancient and powerful evil. But, like all great evils, Hadar underestimates those it sees as beneath them. Hadar is cautious around Callus and I, but it knows it can defeat us. Hadar thinks it could easily destroy you, but it does not know you, it does not understand you, it does not know your capacities. And that is where its error lies. It believes that mortal life is inferior to immortal, simply because that is what it has always known. It was a capricious, arrogant define before its corruption. Now its corruption only increases that belief that it is superior to life that has limits. I do not believe this. You may not be divine, you may not be immortal, but there are things that mortal life can do that a god or goddess never can. And it is in that I believe perhaps lies the key to Hadar's defeat.
What do you think we can do to make Callus see what we see?
From the knowledge that I have at least witnessed, you, Ayla of Alfheim, have already done much to do so. I would not be surprised if if that man does not surprise you once more before the end. He is stubborn. Frustratingly stubborn. And he is driven, and perhaps sometimes too cynical. But in the depths of his heart, I know he cares for this world, for every world, and for the universe beyond. If there is a chance that he will see that his way is flawed, that you can offer something that he cannot, I hope he will see it.
If you believe in us, Siaska, I believe in us.
Of course. I've always believed in you, as I believe in all of my children, all life upon Aerois. But you have proven yourselves. You do not just need my faith. Look at all you have accomplished. Look at all you have done, the lives you have saved, the deeds that you have told. Look at your story. You need not my faith, just faith in yourselves. My power is fading and I grow weary.
Oh, do you want to speak to Vala? Vala's here. You should probably speak to Vala, right? Vala!
It is all right. We are closer than you know. I have no need to speak with her. I would await the day that I can hold her and see her with my own form.
We'll do everything we can to make that happen for you.
Thank you, Sin Prime.
Thank you, Siaska.
Good luck, my champ. There you go, slide.
Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, because
I
that
like this room. This
was
room's
great.
nice.
I like it
Can we
here.
stay here?
Let's not stay here.
Oh.
Boredom.
Sorry?
She was saying that mortals can create something that immortals and divinity can't conceive of, and that can defeat Hadar. Boredom.
Sorry.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
We know how to be bored. Could you imagine being a divinity and creating like you have the divinity of love, of death, of adventure. Don't have one of boredom.
You should tell that to Hadar.
I will.
That'll bore him to death.
Well, maybe that will work, and that's the answer. Maybe that's why all these divinities can't get the job done because they don't know boredom.
Okay. So that's plan A right now?
I might have to think about that. Put some lists together, work out the probabilities, see where it is on the hierarchy.
Isn't boredom what drives people to do things, though?
I guess, because if a divine's bored, then they just make
They
more
do
stuff.
something, or they become corrupt, or they
Mess
have
with
a
mortals.
stronger motive. And
Yeah, it's
I
just.
think boredom
Yeah.
can drive a divinity as much as a mortal.
It's like the opposite. It's like he's too cocky about it. He thinks he's conquered everything, and then we come up and he's like, "Oh, I've done this before, defeat little mortal people," and then he doesn't get it. Really.
I'll have to go back to the drawing board with that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the whole time she was talking.
You were thinking boredom the entire time? Okay.
No, I was thinking of the answer to a question of a
Ah, right.
statement.
I didn't want to bring anything up, but you had such a furrowed brow throughout.
Yeah, I
I
was
was like,
just
could
trying
you
to.
hear her? Are you touching it correctly?
Well, she gave me a puzzle, and I was trying to work out a solution.
Siaska would have known the furrowed brow was a thinking face. She's clever enough.
Resting thinking face.
Yeah. I was going to say that. You do have a... There it is.
Most importantly, she doesn't have a favourite colour.
Well,
Well, she likes all the colours.
She said it was space, so space color.
yeah. So I think every
Colour
colour.
of space.
Space was lots
Oh.
of colors.
And that's exactly like me, so we have so many things in common.
I don't know, you seem to be missing brown.
That's not true.
I'm a bit green as well. I haven't seen green on you.
Not even a
That's
smidge
not
of
true.
mauve.
Red?
Mau.
I have all colours, of
Red.
all kinds.
Actually, no, you do have red
what?
jewels. Pink?
Yes.
Where?
Lucius shows the lining of his purple, which is
nice.
very pink, and it's like patterned with like gold filigree.
Okay.
It's vibrant.
It's closer than the other colours.
Also the brown. I mean, I've seen you take colour from other things before, and you've definitely taken something from my feathers.
You dyed your
Also-
hair brown once.
Oh, yeah.
in Gusthaven.
All colours are great, and me and Siaska were like this.
Okay. Good. If this is a competition,
It's not a competition.
I'm
I've
an
just
interesting story. I still don't really know what that is, by the way. So
I'm just here.
I'm just here too. I'm just here.
Boarding.
Just here. Trying to do things. I think we should just turn up and fight Hadar and just hope that he thinks that we're terrible and that he's going to defeat us easily, and then BAM!
you uppercut the god of death.
You did.
Yeah.
And smashed her down.
So I wouldn't say just here. Yeah, there was lightning, lots of lightning.
That was huge.
So
At the very
pretty fun,
least,
actually.
I hope that if it all goes badly, Hadar eats us and we get stuck in his throat. And he chokes from the inside out.
you would,
We
yeah.
have to like form a line and make ourselves really long.
Spiky.
Yeah, you can get real
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
I
I can duplicate.
honestly, to be fair, it's either world ends boring or world ends but we go out in a cool way, right?
And
Warrior's death.
the seed that we helped Velena create
Seed.
will be found in some other multiverse somewhere else, somewhere along that web.
And the web gets
If it
severed.
works. If it works.
If
If
it
it works.
we're going to save Aerois.
Oh, we are.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, worst case scenario is a pretty epic death.
No worst case scenario. We need to stop thinking about worst case scenario.
Sure.
We put too much focus
She's done a thing again.
on.
She's gone.
She's thinking about boredom again. I
I'll
think.
let her think that.
I'm working out the probabilities of your statement.
And
Never tell me the odds.
Don't need to. Siaska's already given us hope. And that's enough for me. We have to believe in ourselves, that's what she says. So I won't hear another word of worst case scenarios. Only best case.
What kind of variable is hope?
Infinite.
Okay, how about we all defeat Hadar and everything goes to plan? What then? What would we like to do?
wait, as in a
as
world
in-
without
As
Hadar?
in a world after Hadar. Like all we've thought about is Hadar and saving the world. When that's done, what next? What do
Sail
we-
around
Oh, I
the
mean-
world on a
Next.
giant airship that we've inherited somehow.
Siaska showed it to me in some form. Or at least I saw a potential Aerois with people traveling to and from, exploring other worlds. It looked peaceful. That would be what we'd face.
But what would we like to do? What would you what would you like to get excited about? You know, planning for the future. Something to carry us over that final hurdle. What would you like to do?
I'm going to start a shop.
Yeah?
Yes, it's going to be a fine bespoke tailoring to provide the fashion to all of Aerois, inspired by Gusthaven, and seasonal.
Would you hire an accountant? Please hire an accountant.
I would need the money side of things sorted out, yes.
Yeah, please don't
But I
set the
think,
prices yourself.
you know, the nobles and everything in Gusthaven.
We know a very good dwarf who's very
Oh,
You could team up.
that would be pretty
I
cool.
feel the clothes that I wear, everyone should get to wear them. So I'd offer these clothes
How much
to everybody.
But how much did your clothes currently cost?
Oh, that doesn't matter. A few coppers here and there.
Really?
It would be more of a charity. Pulling in favors, finding resources, and giving back. And making people look stylish in the process.
That's true. They would.
Sounds
They would.
nice.
Yeah. But if no, I don't want to dampen it.
That's what I would do, Sentry. And I'd use airships, like my father sent me on, to trade them.
That sounds lovely. Hold on to that.
Thank you.
No matter how hard it gets. Hold on to that thought.
Fashion.
What about you, Sentry? You asked the question. Do you have an answer of what you will do?
I don't know. Got the Guardians.
Suppose you would be a leader for them. You would need to
would.
guide them into whatever they do next.
I would. There's also what I used to do as well. And I don't know, being a teacher again and maybe helping lost children around Aerois, maybe around all of space, setting up a safe place to help guide not just children, lost guardians, just lost souls. Being a protector for everyone.
And I can make tiny little outfits for them.
Tiny shoes!
Yes.
Tiny little shoes!
I can provide the clothes that they need.
Yes! Amazing.
Tiny shoes.
I mean, yeah, that's got me excited.
Max, you look confused.
Not confused, but Sentry's question.
Would you go back to Starbane? Like, what would you do?
The Emperor. I don't know. I don't know if I would be welcomed back. I don't know if I have. I don't know. It's being a soldier, being a member of the army. You'll never. The idea of defeating Hadar, it's not really ever been something discussed. We know that there is a threat. Many of us expect to die in the battle against the great evil, the great all-encompassing, all-devouring evil. We are proud to give our lives in the service. I don't think I've ever thought about what would happen if it was defeated. It's just not something that's really been a concept. I know that the Emperor wishes to have a peaceful, united universe. I guess perhaps I always thought that if I outlived the battles, if I grew too old to fight, I would be a mentor, perhaps, a teacher as well, training troops. But if there was no need for battle, if there were no need for further troops, I don't know. I really don't.
You know,
Never had anything else. I've only ever known battle and that's it.
you know, blacksmithing, perhaps?
Not as a passion, a trait taught to me by my father, the nature of his people, but not as a... I do it because I know it is useful. It's not something I particularly care for. I guess I suppose it would be something. Just don't know if that's the life I would choose for myself. But then I don't really have any other better ideas. I guess it's just... I just was surprised by it. It is just not something that we've ever discussed in the Empire. The idea that Hadar could one day be finally stopped. It's been going on for so long. You just sort of stop thinking about it, really.
What about you two?
That's a, yeah.
I shouldn't train people, I did think of that. But last time I did that, I threw rocks at the wolf pack and they didn't dodge them very well, and I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
But they are a lot better at combat now, I have noticed.
Are they? Because they did get hit in the head quite a lot last time.
Yeah.
I think it might have done some serious damage.
They at least don't scatter as much.
They don't scatter, but they still don't dodge very well. So.
And Lucius
maybe
did
no.
throw a lot of spells at them too.
Yeah.
But, I mean... Yeah. You were as good as teaching them combat as I was teaching them about magic. I don't think I'm a good teacher.
To be fair, I did hit them in the head before they went into the class, so it probably didn't help the learning situation.
It was your fault.
Sure.
I'm a fine
Most
teacher.
things are.
I don't know. I think I would restore Johandrius back in the Valley of Storms, I think. Try to build the world that Siaska showed me. Maybe train with the Messengers Guild again. Work with librarians. I mean, Hesper gave me this site, so I may as well use it as a gift to give out to anyone who needs it. Working with librarians, researchers, anyone. I guess become the Seer of Aerois. Yeah.
I just want to actually find someone who can do what I do. Like, same powers, same source, figure everything out. Where did I come from? And why? And how do I keep that going?
You're my first client.
Cool.
Actually, I could do
Great.
that now.
I mean, we're going to see a lot of
Yeah, true.
wild elves, you know, Italicus might be helpful, but I guess spend some time there, but then I'll probably get bored if I don't have fights for that long, so then I'll just try and find some. Help out with smaller fights that, you know, don't end the world. That might be fun. I could come with you and help you with
Yeah,
guardians.
no, I was going to say, I was scared of a future in which I wouldn't be traveling with any of you again. So I would help out as much as I can. I'd want to journey with you to find your past and help you set up the savior organizations, the City of Glass.
Yes!
Restore that to its former might in some way. Maybe make that a guardian stronghold.
See, this is why we still need each other. no matter what end comes.
And also, this cloak, it's very red. It could be a lot more colourful. Lucius?
Don't get me started. I have so many ideas about how we can just change all of that.
Okay, perfect.
You could have a champion's fashion line.
As long as it's available for everyone, yes.
Nova, would you just fly about in space with Thalia?
It sounds nice. I would definitely be linked to Tiangong. I still need to return Tiangong to what they want. If they want the Triumvirate, if they want to reunite the Eterna, I'd be linked to that. But after that, you know what, Quill? I'd need your help. I want to set up an astral library.
Oh my god, are we stuck with each other forever now? Is that what we're saying?
But could you imagine a central resource with knowledge from the entire universe?
That would be incredible.
That's a lot of clothing.
Could bring future generations there to learn about Aerois and learn about the universe and.
But that's the thing, so many people don't know about their outside of their world, and I think not knowing
Connect
makes
Aerois.
people scared. So yeah, if we could connect Aerois, connect all the planets, people could learn about each other's worlds and cultures, and I think that would be a really big library, and I would be so happy.
Okay, so yeah, I think
We're
to
stuck with
answer your
each other.
question, we are stuck with each other.
Oh,
But
fantastic.
you know what it won't
No.
be? It won't be boring. So take that, Hadar.
Yes!
We have defeated you.
Your one weakness. Your only weakness.
Friends we made along the way.
And hey, we do have a giant city ship.
We do.
Oh yeah.
We still need
yeah.
a commander for that, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should maybe...
Max?
Max,
Max.
you thought about commanding a giant city that is also a ship?
I have not had experience in the astral navy. I know a little. I could certainly provide tactical knowledge, but again, I still do not. This is still a very difficult position for me to be in. I still do not consider myself a sort of member. You are. I would call you friends.
We did it!
But I am still, in my heart, a knight of Gideon and a knight of the Empire. I could not command a force of Erosian troops, not while my emperor and this planet are still at war.
We're talking about after, though.
This is future things, so when he comes to his senses, which he will,
Who's to say we're not at war anymore?
I guess, if Hadar is gone, who else will, what other threats? If there are other threats, then yes, I would continue to serve as a military force. I suppose if there were parts of the Empire that broke away or caused disruption, I've long suspected that the Fiends will not. Once the threat of Hadar is gone, I imagine the Fiends will not be so easy and willing to work together with many of the others without a common enemy.
there you go, there's a thing.
So that could always be a danger, but yes, without a threat, I don't feel there would be much need for commanders and warriors. But I suppose if there were still things to face against threats, military.
There is always a need for warriors somewhere in the universe that's not just Aerois.
Like a universal space military that acts on the same rules and principles everywhere.
Some
like
kind
a
of
UN.
Some kind of federation.
Sounds like you're describing the Valkyrian Empire to me, just with Aerois.
Well, maybe with a less conquering and against
We
people's
do not
wills.
conquer the Valkyrian Empire. Aerois perhaps Alfheim perhaps exception. Even then, Alfheim voluntarily, as far as my history has told me, they voluntarily left their world. Aerois perhaps is a little different.
I don't want to just expose more wounds that are starting to heal, but maybe speak to the people of the recent acquisitions.
Or maybe the
Such
High
as?
Elves of Jassavir?
Gideon. Gideon's a good start.
Well, they did if my understanding is they transported themselves to a world already part of the Empire.
So you impose what rule you want to, and perhaps not consider sending them back?
Well, I don't know if that is even possible. I can't speak to it. But imagine if an alien force suddenly found themselves transported to Aerois.
I don't have to. My ancestors literally did that.
Very well. It is a case of the people. I do not know your history. Are you saying that there was never conflict between the Ganassi who arrived here and the people of Aerois?
There absolutely was, but I don't understand. In our case, the Ganassi eventually made peace with Erosians, worked together in the Dark War against you. But the Jasavir High Elves, where are they?
I could not tell you, I'm afraid.
You know what?
I do not know.
It could be a good thing, though, because look at us. Look at all of us. We're an Arco-Cry, Ganassi, a high elf, a wild elf, a guardian, a half-fire giant who's part of the Valkyrian Empire. We're a very, very...
Goddess.
Goddess.
Demi-goddess.
Sorry, goddess. And we could do a lot here because, you
Quite
know...
diverse.
Yeah, we're quite diverse. And I remember every time we used to walk into, everyone looked at me like I was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, other end of this, I want to see everyone be nice. I don't want to walk into a town and people look at me like I'm awful when I do good things. I sometimes do crap things, but I mostly do good things. Jeez.
To go back to your point, Novamida, I am learning that there are perhaps elements of the Empire that don't live up to the same ideals that I have always held, and that I know the Empire does, that has good things about it. I don't believe the Emperor would want to cause harm to these high elves, but it could be that they were taken somewhere for their own safety, for example, or maybe they're being kept somewhere to protect the rest. I don't know, but maybe there's been something nefarious done. I can't say that is not always the case. I am aware that the Empire is not perfect, but at least its intent is not to be a conquering force. It is meant to be a unification, a force that fights against Hadar, and to my understanding, many of the worlds have that. The Feywild, for example, they are not conquered. They are voluntarily vassals. They keep their own laws. They have their own nobility in charge of their worlds, but they join us. We have treaties and trade and the like to keep us united. That is my understanding of the Empire, at least. That is what I have always seen and been told that the Empire is meant to function as.
I understand your point of view, but in the case of Aerois, you can't deny that there's conflict here.
No, and I'm beginning to understand that the history I was taught about that conflict is not accurate, and it seems as well that from your own understandings, your own history is not entirely accurate either. This sounds like your goddess and my emperor have much to answer for in that regard. They both made decisions for other people, and it is unfortunate. I have seen much good of the people of Aerois, and I'm saddened that there has to have been conflict, and I know in particular, Sentinel Sentry, you and I both understand those costs perhaps more than many others.
Yes.
And yes, I do understand that, and I hope that my Emperor will see that there is another way. Now, I hope that. I genuinely do. So I do understand.
Patisserie. You could make very bespoke, tiny little cakes.
No, I am not a cook.
But the fire you forge, you could put into an oven. And
Blacksmith?
We already...
I mean, yes, I can make those.
You said it
things.
wasn't his passion.
Yeah, but
Not much of a chef either. I've mainly lived off rations and military.
yes, you haven't tried.
No,
It unlocks the
that's
passion.
True.
You should try some of my mum's cooking.
I mean, very well.
Stop,
I do
Howard.
find your Erosian food very unusual. It is quite often very sweet.
She makes fire ganassi food. that appeal to a hotter
There is a
palate?
interesting. I do find most of your food to be very bland and sweet, overly so.
Don't you remember the what Sentry cooked at one point?
Yes,
The crumble?
the appled crumble. Yes, it was very sweet.
You liked it though.
It was not unpleasant, but I could not eat it as a meal. A nice once in a while, perhaps. But too much of it, I feel, would be far too sickly. And as I mentioned, a strong lack of flavour beyond that sweetness. But perhaps if there's something a bit more powerful.
My mum will sort you right out.
Very well.
Look at us. You hated us when you arrived here.
Oh, yeah. No, I did not.
You did.
You did.
Do you not remember our first meeting?
You were such a grumble pug. You were like this.
Grumble.
I'm here to protect Valor only.
My memories of our first meeting are very different, and Valor was not the first time we met. We met in the City of Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were pretty honourable then, I must admit.
Yeah.
Honourable but grumble.
Where's my fire elemental?
What?
I gave you a fire elemental and you went away with it.
Ah, my companion took it afterwards, I'm afraid.
Can I have it? Never mind.
I don't
It's not
think
important.
they're in
It's not
contact.
important right now.
No.
Well, I want some apple crumb.
I'll gladly make
Wait,
some.
do we have the stuff on the ship?
Well, you're the quartermaster.
I know, and that's why it's worrying that I don't know.
You've been off the ship for a couple of days now.
Yeah.
The seer of Aerois.
Doesn't know if we have that.
Has scrolls and information back on the ship.
You need a workforce.
I need help.
You do need help.
I mean, I can't run a ship, and that's an airship. Now we have the capital city flying around.
Yeah, we still need to really put someone in charge of that, 'cause it's kind of a big thing.
All right,
Oh, we should probably see Azaria as well, because she's got all of our money.
Not all of it. Not all of it.
we
Most
need a
of it.
to-do list for sure, but I think for now, Storm Chaser,
Yes.
check
let's
in on any
restore-
guardians or
Yes.
anyone else left in Nightbloom.
Yeah,
And then apple crumble time.
Once everyone's...
Maybe Horizon.
if we have the ingredients.
I'm going to stay here for just a little bit, and then I can take myself and Max back to Horizon if that's where you're travelling to.
Eventually.
Yes, but don't think you got out of this, Valor.
And what?
We need to know what you want to do after all this.
Oh, that's a very different question with me, I think.
Not really.
No, really. I have a feeling that my calling will be something very different as my power grows and when Mother reawakens. It's one divine returning to the universe. There used to be many of them, and technically, her hand kind of flickers with the magic, like...
But heed the words... Oh, you weren't touching the...
No.
Sokov, I bet you could hear. Either way, Siaska says, we make our own choices. So, I think that means her daughter counts for that too.
It's very sweet of you to think so, Lucius, but don't forget, you are all mortal. As I have come to learn, I am half not mortal. I don't know what choice I have. I don't know yet. It may be that there comes a time when I can't just be Valor anymore, and I have to be something bigger than that. I don't know.
Do you know what boredom is?
Pretty sure I've got a good idea.
Okay, that's your mortal side speaking, I'm
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Maybe immortals can't get bored, but...
Wait. I've done an awful lot in 3 years. I haven't had a lot of space for boredom. So I'm not really sure.
Are you a god?
I might be immortal. We haven't... Well, no, I died once.
Yeah,
You did die.
Yeah, no, I died.
Yep.
I'm not immortal.
No, I'm
Just done a lot.
Pretty sure... Well, most of you... She does sort of side-eye sentry. Pretty sure most of you are mostly mortal. But doesn't look at Sentry when she says it.
The Prime.
Tiangong might be.
Very well. I think, not to put a fine point, I think that Tiangong and Sentinel Prime may be more closely aligned than.
That's fine. I can share.
Have you ever seen them in the same room? Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait,
right
they're right.
Yeah, right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I
They're
am
wandering
right.
over there.
Yeah.
We are here.
Yeah.
Kilo.
I think we might be a bit frazzled from fighting Kalara.
What? I've never been
Someone
clearer.
said apple pie.
I can see a whole lot more now. But yes, Crumble.
Yes.
Let's go back to the Storm Chase. Well, and among other more pressing things.
Before we go,
Yeah.
can Sentry go to Max
Mm-hmm.
and just put out a hand?
Kind of looks at it, curious. Put his hand out.
Just
Livid.
Sentry will just shake Max's hand and just say, I'm glad you're here, Max. More than I think you'll know.
Thank you, Sentry. You, all of you, have taught me a lot in the last few months. But I feel that you and I, there is something, we understand each other more than perhaps I can understand the rest. And I'm glad to have your companionship and your friendship.
Past is in the past.
Indeed. Nod.
Well, why are your feathers so puffy?
Very puffed up.
I don't know, I think it's the air here. Different. Anyway,
Just fuming.
we'll see you in Horizon, friend.
Yes, we will see you there.
I'm going to write this in my diary.
Friend.
Max considers us friends. Bye, friend.
I regret my use of words.
Say bye, friend.
What's your...
He runs up and hits the book. It jumps away. No. Yeah, you guys transport your way back to the Storm Chaser.
Fire, friend.
You arrive on deck, startling a few of the wolf pack.
Oh, sorry.
See,
Maybe we should...
they do. Like,
That was a
about it.
quicker reaction.
That was good.
That's good.
Good on you.
Well done.
What if it was a... Don't make me! Don't make me!
They run. They scurry down. Their ears go flat and their tails like sink down.
I can still see you!
So can I.
Jesus Christ.
Araya up on the top deck. Champions, welcome back. We are just currently patrolling the outskirts of the jungle near the southern borders, trying to locate these guardians, your errant guardians. I've got Lookout and Penny are both scouring the horizon, the tree line.
Wonderful. Any signs so far? Any
No,
clues?
but if our keen-eyed navigator and quartermaster wouldn't mind offering a hand, I'm sure he'll be able to find them a lot faster.
What's that perception there, Quill?
On it.
Make a perception check for me, Quill.
So key.
Please roll a natural one.
7.
7.
7
So I
plus.
get 25.
Yeah, I was going to say 7 plus 18. Using the kind of crystal screens and the various sensors of the Storm Chaser, you do manage to locate the missing Guardians pretty quickly. Just on the southern edge of Jukesh's kind of like jungle border, near the river that they had been following, there is a small clearing, and you detect what looks to be like a campfire. Smoke, tiny bit of smoke trailing up. And you see that they have made camp, and it seems that they've established sort of like a rest camp that they've been using. And it does, there looks to be that there is a selection of guardians there.
Where's Shade?
We sent him back to
Right
the
here.
storm.
We sent him back to the Storm Chaser, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I presumed. No? Did he come with us to the hall?
Did we leave him there?
This is another fucking Rose Meadow
It
situation.
might be a Rose Meadow situation.
Oh, for fuck's sake. To be fair, we did just defeat a Titan. We were not really in our right minds.
Please don't do this, Mark.
Do what?
Please let us retcon that we sent him to the Storm Chaser. We did say we'll take him to the Storm Chaser.
I don't remember those words.
We did in the last episode.
I don't know about that.
Can you see him?
Hey.
He must be hiding in the shadows, right? He's stealthy. He must be
Did
just
you write
hiding
that in
really
your book,
well.
Kim? Did you write down in your book that you sent Shade to the Storm Chaser? Wait, let me see. Pass me the book. No.
I'm pretty sure. Look, it was close to midnight, but we said he could join us on the Storm Chaser while we reunite him with other Guardians.
We did
then
say
we
that we were
disappeared.
going
Say
to
you
take
did say
him
that.
then.
It's fine.
We
Shade to Stormy.
we were to Stormy.
You did say that he was welcome to come with you, and technically you didn't. So here's the thing. Shade would have basically had to come with you to the Halls of Infinite Resplendence and then just stood there like, whoa. You all had this lovely conversation, like. With
Nothing
a
for him
god,
to hand behind.
and then like Valor and Max, and it's like, oh, Apple Crumble, what are you gonna do? And then just in the background, Shade is just stood there.
All my friends are dead.
Like, or like looking at this infinite hallway of like divine, just like, just like
There's no
overwhelmed.
corners for him to hide in either. Like,
and then when you transport to the Storm Chaser, you basically were like, oh shit, he's still here.
oh yeah, shit.
And then took him, and then he's just still stood on the deck, just like.
We need one of those Men in Black memory wipers.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, he's not gonna. Yeah, he's just grateful to be alive. It's
Yeah,
not like
bless
he's
him.
gonna be doing much. He's just sort of like chilling.
Cool. Well, that answers that
Yeah,
question.
I do remember you saying specifically, like, I remember Lucius doing the whole like, you are welcome to come
Yeah.
with us, and you know, you should come with us kind of thing. I do remember that.
I remember that too.
Sure, you do, buddy.
Okay.
Quill, what do your bird eyes see?
Everything.
They're taking the Guardians to somewhere.
Potatoes.
They honestly, the whole Shade thing threw me. There's a camp.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Yeah. Some of them are down there. So
Is
we
there-
can just
Is,
head on down.
are there any pursuers? Is there anybody nearby?
Didn't look like it. Didn't look like
Oh, what? Sorry, we keeping you up?
it. Yeah. In actual reality, yeah.
Breaking the kayfabe for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like there was any sort of danger. It looked like they were resting. Yeah.
In all of
It's
the-
like a tiny camp. You only through your incredible perception.
Thank you.
You will manage to able to
Phenomenal.
spot it. And Aerois, like when you send the coordinates to Aerois, she can begin guiding the ship.
In all of my searching, did I see any threats beyond the regular natural order?
No, not at all. You didn't see any kind of shuffling of the trees, no undead creatures, like the rot hearts. You can see that like any of these large trees seem to have returned to normal. The darkness basically gone. Like the eternal darkness that was looming over the valley is completely gone.
Lucius is running around the ship, saluting everyone excitedly.
All the wolf pack.
Hello.
Hello, Captain. Hello, Captain. Like just doing all of that. You would probably encounter Howard is like carrying loads of pots and plates and like, like
Howard?
He just like salutes, but all the pots
sorry.
and pans are everywhere. Hello, Captain. Hello. Oh, are you okay?
Everything okay here?
I think so. Yes. Sorry, I've made a mess. I was just trying to
That's all right.
look after. We had a busy lunch rush.
Oh, lots of full bellies now, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, sister, we've not seen you in a few days, and I was told that you were fighting goddesses of death, and
Oh yeah, they're dead now.
it still amazes me.
Yeah.
He slowly picks up the pans.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Why is a lunch rush on a ship that has a regular amount of crew every single time?
Yeah, but they are
They'll rush
they
it
are
on
wolf
time.
pack members.
They eat
They're
a lot
More than I
probably-
expected.
They got
Wolfpack
something to
are
look
probably
forward
quite-
to
Yeah, true.
in the day.
Yeah.
His lunch is a legendary.
Howard,
True.
there is no like. Howard is just he'll feed anybody who's hungry, and the wolf pack will sometimes just appear in like eight,
The middle of the
and
night.
loads of them just at once, and he's like, oh.
I see.
It's like Bilbo with the dwarves. He's just like
Yeah.
running around, just trying to look after all of his forks and plates. A burger.
I want to go watch that again now.
No, don't bother.
Yeah, it's-
that bit is not.
That bit's okay. That bit's okay.
Yeah.
It's the rest of the film, don't bother.
Yeah.
no,
Just watch Lord of the Rings.
Thranduil is.
Thranduil's alright, yeah. Thranduil is pretty cool. Until he becomes an asshole.
Nah, but Lee Pace is still cool though.
He is cool.
Lee Pace.
Nerds!
Just watch Lord of the Rings. Just watch extended editions.
To end Lucius's roleplay,
Yeah.
he will just open the captain's quarters.
No, I actually want to talk about Lord of the Rings more, Chris. Fuck your roleplay.
Rings
Can
of
we
Power
turn
is
this-
coming out.
Yeah.
How are we all feeling
No.
about that? No.
Can we turn this into a Lord of the Rings campaign?
I do have the One Ring. We could do that as like a one shot, maybe at one point. Plays all. I've got a little starter set where he plays hobbits. It's fun.
Campaign's over, kids. Go home.
Bye. Right. Carry on, Lucius.
Lucius goes into his captain's quarters. He opens up a little side drawer, and inside is the One Ring. And he puts on the ring.
I'm ready. No, he opens his door.
It's happening!
He breathes in,
Got me.
and he feels homely, and he just flops on his bed, starfishing. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And just like breathes a sigh of relief, and takes his messenger ring off,
Nice.
and gazes upon the eye.
Holds it up. Mayo.
What business is of yours what I do with my own things?
Reason to get angry.
Not trying to hurt.
Anyway, wonderful.
I can't
Lucius
cry, I've got
takes
too
it.
much eyeliner on.
I don't wear any.
What's everyone else do? I'm scanning the horizon like a one-man Big Brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's only going to be
Your
like.
head is like
I would
slowly
say
rotating.
it will take about an hour for Aerois to take the ship over to where the Guardians are and then descend to a safe point where, lines can be lowered, because you don't have a skiff anymore, so they have to manually lower you down, so.
I will remember.
I think,
That was a good move, man.
well, yeah, once
It was.
my watchful duty is done, I'll start to head downstairs, just as Howard is coming around the corner. Howard!
Clang, 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 clang.
Oh, I'm so sorry!
Oh, that's the second time this happened today.
Second?
Captain Lucius came by and he scared the bloody bejesus out of me.
Oh, I saw him running around saluting everyone, yeah. Was it
I'll
that?
come around the other way. Any food?
It's food. That's a point. I need to check apples, flour,
Don't know what.
sugar,
Flour, we've got some. Sugar, we've got some.
apples.
It's running pretty low. The wolf baby's so hungry and I've run out of snacks.
We need some celebratory apple crumble.
I mean, there might be. I mean, there's towns and stuff a few hours to the south. We could try and pick up some supplies, but
Okay. I'm gonna have to tell Sentry that we don't have any apple crumble.
Do you have any other fruits?
no. Fruits is kind of hard to keep fresh fruits after a long period of time on the ship. We have to do regular supply runs.
Sequester them all.
I can make pastry. I can make biscuits. Can make some biscuits.
I wouldn't mind some biscuits.
I'll go make some. If you want biscuits, I can make some bloody biscuits. I'll make some shortbreads.
You sound
Shortbread.
Why did he double down on biscuits?
You sound stressed.
That's
We can make some biscuits.
just how I say biscuits, Captain.
I'm in bed.
I got biscuits. Can make some Athlon cakes.
Look, if it's too much trouble, we can help you pick up all of this stuff, but you sound
Yeah,
stressed.
it'd be lovely. Yes, please. Yeah. Well, it's just that look, when you're all gone, you don't know this because you're always off on your adventures and things.
Fighting
But
the
when you're
goddess
gone,
of death,
exactly.
yeah.
When you're gone,
Titan.
Titan.
the wolf. They're very stressful when you're not here because the problem is you don't know this. They're all worrying about you. They're all panicked and worried.
Are they?
And that makes them. They're like constantly hungry. They're drinking.
They stressy.
They stressy and they stress drink and they stress fight and they stress gamble and they
That's
do all. And it's worse when you're not here.
Are you feeling sentimental because the wolf pack like us? Because I'm not sure they do. I do throw rocks at them.
One of them looked at me and said he was going to eat me, but they like me.
Of course they do.
But they like
You're
me
the
as a
champions
person.
of Aerois. Yeah, of course they do.
Not as a meal.
Personality, they like what you represent, you know?
I only throw rocks because I care. I'm trying to make them better.
You know, the Wolfpack really don't mind the throwing rocks thing. I mean, a few of them are still a few of them definitely haven't been right since you did it. But
Oh my god.
I seem like their memories are gone. That's what I mean. I don't mean anything rude.
Concussion is a very serious
It's
thing.
a serious thing. It has long-term
If
effects.
you
and
have
consequences.
if you have amnesia from concussion, you need to go see a professional.
Go to
okay?
A&E.
I
Yeah.
know what people would think.
Don't
I meant.
listen to Howard.
I'm not here.
But yeah, there's
Maybe they won't remember that I hit them with a rock.
I definitely.
I hope so.
I
I hope.
I'm not
I
here.
Hope
That was Kim saying,
Listen, they do worry, and when you're not here, I have to provide twice as much food, twice as much. time.
Twice as much.
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay, we need to start buying more in then.
We do, yeah. I think we need to work a little closer
I mean, more
together.
supplies, but also, I don't. Is there a, you know lots of magic people, right? Could
yes.
they make a thing, like a box that's got like magic cold in it, and then I can keep things fresher for longer?
A sequester box.
No.
I don't know what that is, but something like that. Just something to keep foods fresher for
It
longer.
would preserve something indefinitely.
But
It would
that'd be perfect.
incredibly expensive.
Yeah, but you're the champions of Aerois. You gotta be brilliant, surely, haven't you?
We could do it.
There is actually an item that does that. This is basically a fridge,
Really?
isn't there?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, we can definitely look into it, Howard.
I'm pretty sure
Please look-
another stream has done it before, where they
Well,
had.
that doesn't mean nothing.
yeah, but it would.
There's
it's
still other
possible.
streams.
No, this is worth watching. Well, Howard, I will
No,
definitely look
there
into
is
it.
literally
Yeah,
a magic
what's
item
it called?
fridge. It's called the Chest of Preserving. It's a common magic item. This
It's
common
fridge.
wondrous item has the following magical property. Food and other perishable items do not age or decay while inside it. It's 2.5 feet long, 1 foot wide, and 1 foot tall with a half-barrel lid. It's
Fridge.
basically a freezer.
You know what, Howard?
Yep.
I think I could spend the next couple of days, or weeks or months, or however long it'll take, to make one for you.
What?
That'd be amazing. That'd be perfect. Could you make pots and pans that aren't really heavy? Or could you make me like a little creature that carries them? Like, I'd love to have some assistance, because at the moment it's just me trying to cook for like 20 people.
We're saying hire another person.
Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you could hire somebody, or I don't know, make like a little magical thing
Magical
or
thing,
something.
Yeah, or something. I think it's possible.
That'd be perfect.
Otherwise, it's an extra mouth to feed if we hire someone. And that's just more complicated.
I could write down a list of just things that would be really useful to have here on
We need a box, like a box for you to just everyone to put suggestions in.
suggestions box.
That's a great name for
A
it.
lot of them will probably be don't throw rocks at me.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
for sure. But we can just burn those.
Don't attempt to train me ever again. Don't attempt to teach me things in a classroom setting.
Maybe
Ever
we should
again.
have another one that's a feedback box.
Oh, I'm gonna ruin that. I'm gonna fill it with suggestions that you just don't want to hear.
I can't wait to hear all of their messages. Where are they all right now, the wolf pack? I need to go see them.
They're around.
I'm back! And I love you!
Sure.
Just as much as you love me for who I am, but not as a meal. Except you. The guy that was eating that bone.
Just look, and as always, you look through like the hallway of the ship, and he's just at the end. He just pulls a bone out.
Don't think I can't see you. I know where you are at all times.
Is he always following Quill?
It's always got a bone, innit? It's got a bone to pick.
Just leans up,
Go on, do it.
leans up against the wall, picks his teeth with it, looking at Quill.
If he wasn't such a good worker.
Nom 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 nom.
God, is he effective though? What's everyone else doing?
I need to know that he does that at all times that
He
Quill's on the
absolutely
ship.
does.
Only when Quill mentions it.
Is yeah,
Only when Quill speaks to him.
Otherwise, he's just not around.
He's doing other stuff.
yeah.
I just like that was his full-time
There's
role.
actually a number of common magic items. You could also get a cleansing stone. You touch it, it immediately removes all grime and dirt from your
You
clothing
need
and
that.
body. So
That's
it's like a
pretty
magic
great,
shower that you
I've
touch.
got prestidigitation.
Oh, you do.
Basically that, but in a thing like you could have like installed in the Wolfpack quarters a stone that they touch and then it cleans them
So
basically.
it's not a
That's
shower
quite
room.
handy.
It's
Yeah,
it's a
I
cleansing
reckon
stone.
it shouldn't be something they voluntarily touch. It should brush them.
Yeah.
Like,
So, like,
they have to.
like,
Entryway is
We make the entryway narrow.
it's like an
Get in and out
it's
there.
like a stink wall.
Yeah.
It's like a car wash.
You know what?
It's like a car wash that
Entryway to
bristles.
the dining hall.
Yeah. And it's like it sprays them with like water and shampoo and stuff.
And then a quick burst
And
of
then they come
air,
out of it like a groomed dog, like all puffy, like there.
lightly perfumed.
Yes. all of them.
Howard would also like an orb of gonging to sound when it's dinner time.
I mean,
it's
he
a
could just use
diameter
the ship's
orb.
intercom.
No, he wants an orb of gonging.
I
now.
mean, if it's a common magic item,
orb of time tells the time.
What doesn't Howard want? You're just going through going, yep.
Just want orbs.
I'm a walking cuckoo clock. He doesn't need that.
Yeah. A pot of awakening.
What the hell is that?
Oh no, you put a plant in it and it becomes an awakened shrub.
I can be his
I have
assistant.
Did you use the travel by plants then?
No,
I want
it's
it.
a shrub, it's not a tree.
Okay.
It's only a shrub.
Through
I want a
sentient
shrub.
tree.
It's if you
shrubbery!
plant
Giving
an
birth to
ordinary
you.
shrub in this 10-pound clay pot and let it grow for 30 days, the shrub magically becomes an awakened shrub at the end of that time. When the shrub awakens, its root breaks the pot, destroying it. So you basically grow it and then it sprouts legs and it's like, mother?
And that sounds great.
Will you get one?
Oh!
So what if
Can they hold pots, like pot pans, and can they be a kitchen assistant?
Technically, a shrub could, probably hold something like that.
Get him a sentient
Does it have
shrub.
like little
arm
arms?
growth on it and make it big?
I think you technically could, yes. I think technically you might be able to do that. Tankard of plenty.
What?
Oh,
Speak the command word and it fills the tankard with pints of ale.
No.
It's only-
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, we'd never
That's
get off the
really
ground.
Banned.
Thermal
Banned.
cube. Creates pleasant heat, 35 degrees Celsius.
Pleasant heat is probably not cooking temperature, is it?
I could do with that in winter.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll definitely look into making him the box of preserving.
The fridge.
What about a wand of smiles?
Oh, what does that
I do like that.
It's 3 charges. You
like
can use an
calm
action to
emotions?
expend a charge and target a humanoid you can see within 30 feet. Targets must succeed on a DC 10 charisma save or be forced to smile for 1 minute. That's it.
Harold
That's all
could
it does.
impose that on his staff members.
Smile!
Service with a smile, right?
I think I had that as a bit of loot in one of my one
Yeah,
shots.
I
and-
remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like finding all the silly things to put in them, but you guys never find them.
We found the smile one, I think.
Did. It's more when these 3 take an hour to walk up a path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mean like taking an hour and 90 minutes to check on some guardians?
How are the guardians?
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys can head down to them at any point. I was just letting you go.
Sentry is just leaning over the edge of the ship, just like,
Like waiting.
where are they? Where are they?
Yeah, I mean, like, you probably get caught, like, Aerois, like, Sentry, maybe don't lean quite so far. We'll be there in a moment. We'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Just sort of afraid.
I feel
that
like
you're
I've
falling off.
tied a rope to Sentry's waist and I'm just standing back holding it just in case she decides to do what
Lean
Sentry does and
to-
fall off the boat.
Again.
I've never done that before.
So many times.
What about Nova?
What?
What's Nova doing?
It's like one of those toddler reigns that you have to, except you're 8 feet tall.
I imagine that sometime later after their conversation, Howard's doing whatever, washing up or something,
Don't torture this poor man.
and the air shimmers, and Nova teleports into the kitchen. Howard?
Oh, hang on, I'm gonna roll a Constitution save.
Oh god.
He shits himself.
He has a heart attack. No, he's fine. He's just like,
Hi Howard! You alright?
no.
Oh. Do you want some... Well, here's the thing. I found cake in the engine pod. Why is there cake in the engine pod?
Wolfpack took it down there, I think. I served that cake 3 days ago. It shouldn't be down there.
I mean, it's quite cold down there, so was there...
They might be trying to preserve it. I've just had a bit of a long day over. Everyone keeps scaring me.
Would you like...
Everyone keeps trying to have food.
Would you like some cake?
No.
It's cold.
I want to get rid of it because I think it's very bad. I don't think it's very good anymore.
Okay.
Would you like me to make you a fresh cake? I'm already but I gotta make biscuits. I'll make you so many biscuits.
Biscuits sound nice.
Okay, I'm making.
The biscuits.
I got trays of them in the oven. I got so many trays of biscuits over.
Have you had a break recently, Howard?
It's been really tough lately.
You should probably take a break.
I can't. There's too many people to feed. I need help,
I'm
please.
sure they'll understand.
There's no one else. Who else is going to feed everyone over? Who's going to do all the cooking? Who's going to do all the cleaning? No one. It's always Howard's job to do, isn't it?
I'm just gonna And just Nova just slowly backs
We
out
did
the
to poor
room,
Howard. Oh, he can defeat gods of death.
backing out.
Can go in the worlds about. Can teleport wherever they want in Aerois. Can't find Howard any more help in the bloody kitchen, though, can they? Poor Howard, he's got to do it. He's got nothing better to do. His husband's dead. Oh, just let him work all the time.
God.
Oh God.
I'm going to turn to Tiangong.
I believe that Cook Howard requires assistance in the kitchen. I do not believe we are particularly trained at offering such assistance, but perhaps a suggestion to make to Captain Lucius in
Yeah.
the future.
Would you like some cake?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to go and throw it off the side of the ship.
This episode will just be called Howard.
In memory of.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Howard. Make everyone think that he's dead. He's just dead inside.
Can Sentry tiptoe down?
Yeah, good.
But up quiet. Quiet.
Oh, stealth
I'll
check.
try and be quiet. I imagine
Platey
listening
plate
in
face.
from upstairs.
Clang, 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 clang.
With disadvantage.
Okay. Nat 20.
The disadvantage. Please roll another nat 20.
16.
That's probably the
good for
best stealth
Sentry.
check you've done in a long time.
Howard has no idea that you're there.
Oh, God.
No, you're gonna
Why
get
couldn't you roll this in the jungle?
no.
He's got biscuits out the oven.
Everything is clattering. Like the butler from the first Tomb Raider.
Yeah. It's just jittering all over the place.
Howard?
He like freezes in place.
Do you need a hand?
Slowly turns around.
It's me, it's Sentry. It's okay.
He didn't know you were there.
Hi.
Puts on the. It's like looking around. Is anyone else gonna jump out?
No.
Is it just you?
It's just I think so. I
good
think
enough.
it's just me.
I didn't hear you coming. Are you a ghost?
I could hear shouting from upstairs.
You a mirage?
No. I'm here. Do you need help?
Yeah.
I can help you.
I need so much help, Sentry.
I will come and help you.
It's been 3 days. I've not slept. I've not
Okay,
stopped.
Howard. Go get some sleep.
No, I can't.
No?
Biscuits. The captain wants biscuits. Quill and Ayla want biscuits. The Wolfpack, they want biscuits now.
I can
Everyone
make
wants
it.
biscuit. Plus, I gotta make soup. They wanted soup for dinner. I gotta make soup for dinner. And then And then Quill was asking about apple crumble. He said
It's
that
okay.
you need to. You haven't
Don't
got
worry.
apples for the crumble.
Okay, don't worry about the crumble. Don't worry about the crumble. It's fine. Just tell me what needs left doing. You go get some sleep, and I'll handle this. It's okay.
Make a persuasion check.
A 4.
Total.
Yeah.
Just looks at you. He's like, you can't help me. No one can. Save yourself. Gotta go back to making biscuits.
Holy shit.
It's just a broken man.
Broken Howard.
You're gonna
This
have to,
is
like,
Keelakad Kalar to the Storm Chaser.
No.
That's super loud, the first light blast of it.
Natural 1. Whole tray of biscuits goes through the air. The tray. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Oh my god.
Lucius startles awake.
Howard faints. Faints.
We are
I rolled a
approaching-
2. Collapses.
We are
I'm gonna
approaching
carry
the Guardians, so...
I'm taking Howard to Grey Lano. I'm just going to take him to Grey Lano.
What happened?
He's overworked the poor man.
I've been telling him he
passed out.
needs to rest. Why hasn't he been resting?
I don't know. He's just fainted.
She'll take him off you and put him in bed. Like, put like a blanket over him. I will take care of him.
Okay.
And she'll like start making sure he's got like water and stuff.
Thank you, Grey Lano. Thank you.
So we have a wolf pack with concussion.
Mm-hmm.
We have
An overworked cook.
with a mental breakdown and heart problems.
New heart problems, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure our Asamar had PTSD.
He did, yeah.
Lancian.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Penny?
Penny's
No,
fine.
yeah,
Penny loves
Penny.
it. She's great.
Lookout's all right.
Yeah, Lookout's is fine.
Greylano and Aerois. Yeah.
It's all fine.
Okay. Let's just park that?
The wolf pack member that's hungering for me, he's got scars from the explosion, the ILS explosion.
Oh, that's true. Forgot about that one.
Are we the bad
When you mentioned him, caught you look over.
That guy.
Yeah, I would lock your door tonight, actually.
Keep his distance. Right?
Saying that, you
Oh,
can see
God.
him from
He never
across the door,
speaks. He just watches.
Right? What's your name?
He goes.
Like a cockroach, just like scuttles away.
Gets on all fours.
So
like,
he's never spoken since the last thing he
Not
said,
to you
which was
guys.
like, well, he did speak then.
Spoke
and he
to
was
you.
like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do.
yeah, that was it. Ever since then, he doesn't. He's only the others know to speak to him, but not you.
Okay.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna ask.
What if he's a
another
doppelganger?
Wolfpack member what his name is?
I think he had a name.
I think he
That's the thing.
deserves one.
If he had a name, I forgot.
I wrote
remember
down a
what it
bunch of
was.
names,
Yeah.
but God knows where it is in this
I
book.
can't remember. Anyway,
it.
I have sent out an intercom message, or whatever the erosion variant of an
Yeah,
intercom is.
it's you have like a communication system, a magic
Communication system. I sent out a message saying that we are getting close to the Guardian camp,
Yeah.
and that's what made.
By the time
Fate.
folks make their way back up to the deck, the airship is basically hovering over. The tree line here is not as gargantuan as it was further into the valley. Like, it's more like a normal sort of woodland here. And the airship is basically hovering over, blasting the trees under it with magical force. But the Wolfpack, like, kind of hook ladders, like rope ladders to the side that then trail down, allowing you to disembark. And you can see a camp, very basic. It looks like it's been cobbled together from, like, you know, the trees and vines and sort of like, you know, survivalists camp kind of thing has been put together on the banks of this river. But the land here looks a lot cleaner. There's no sign of that rot and infestation that you had encountered elsewhere during your travels. And it looks like they've been tending to various injured guardians and things like that. And a few of them are like waving up at the storm chaser.
How far off the ground are we?
I would say probably 50, 60 feet.
I could probably go get them with teleport because I've got my teleportation helm.
You can teleport up to 8 creatures, I think, at a time. The force is more significant than that. It's about sort of like, I think, 30 guardians, 40 guardians.
I miss arcade.
But a lot of them were like 20, like I think 20 of them were heavily injured and were being carried by the others. If anyone has their notes, I actually couldn't remember the names of the 2 guardians you sent with them. It was Wayfinder was one. Helper, that was the other one, I think. It was Helper and Wayfinder that you sent with them. But yeah, you can see that those guys are there, sort of attending to them, and there was a medic as well.
These were all
Vines.
like community-created guardians as well. So whoever
Not all of
created
them, but some of them. Yeah,
the Shade one.
Shade is one. Yeah,
Shade's
Bandai
one.
Nenzai.
There you go,
Yeah.
Bandai Nenzai.
Hotshot
Your
was
guardian has been in the halls of.
I don't think Hotshot
Resplendence.
was. I think Hotshot was one of my ones.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I think I know Protector was. I know
Tinker?
Tinker was.
Rough.
Tinker, Helper, Shade, Protector, Commander, Hotshot, Wayfinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're there in.
Yeah, Wayfinder and Helper are with them, as is the
And
medic.
Vines.
Vines, yeah, medic Vines. And you can see that a lot of the Guardians who were previously injured or sickened seem to be up and walking around.
So they don't have the slime.
Do not appear to.
Trying to remember, who knew about Protector? Did Quill know about it?
Quill knew. Ayla
Oh,
knew.
yeah, I knew.
Quill and Ayla knew.
Dum Dum over here.
Yeah.
Don't think any of that ones do.
We also blew up our skiff, right? Or something happened to
Yeah.
it.
We crashed it into the volcano.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
they've
yeah.
put the ladders, so you'll have to manually climb down. But the rope ladders are easy enough for you to climb.
Manually climbed down. Okay.
Oh, all right. But yeah, what do you guys do?
Yeah.
Go down and see
I'll
him?
use a charge.
Yep. I'll meet up with everybody and then
Sure.
I'll let Sentry go meet them first, I think.
Faster
Okay.
as well.
Sentry
Got followed
shaking
behind.
a tray of biscuits. I was down there for 20 minutes in the kitchen. I don't know how Howard's been
biscuits.
doing it for 3 days.
Howard made biscuits. Lovely. Thanks, Howard.
Well, I
Howard-
might ask
thanks.
you to do these again. They're a little on the bitter side.
No, don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him a word.
Okay. Fine.
Enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them. Everybody enjoy the biscuits.
I'll eat whatever. I'm really not
I don't know
fussed.
how he did it. I don't know how he did it for 3 days. I don't know.
Sentry, your new strategy as morale officer is wanting.
Oh, it's just, I don't know how Howard did it. I don't know how he does it. There's so much to control down there. There's the ovens and there's the pots and then there's the prep and there's the peeling and the chopping and
Just leave it to Howard.
He did ask Quill.
he's a Grey Lano. He fainted. I made him faint.
What?
What? You've made him faint? What did you do?
I went to see if he needed help and he fainted.
Sentry.
Wow.
I know.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I said
but-
I'd take over, but I don't know if I can do it.
He did tell Quill that he would like a little creature to help him. So
Yes!
that
I'm
he
just
didn't
going to make him a little box.
Yeah, I think that's a
preserving.
priority. I'll get
Yes,
working on
the
it
man
straight
needs
away.
help.
Did you leave the oven on?
Oh no! Ah! Sentry runs down.
Smoke billowing out.
Sentry
Well,
runs back up again.
We'll-
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll go make contact and then you can catch us up.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, go on ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make your way down, and as you do so, Wayfinder, Helper, and Vines will come over and be like, Sentinel Prime, champions! Oh, I'm glad that you found us. Great news, the sickness, it vanished a few hours ago.
Wonderful.
So everybody's fine. Everybody
relief.
feels.
There are still a few Guardians who are recovering their strength. The sickness did sort of sap them of their strength and their vitality, but it's coming back. Before they weren't getting any better. Now they're at least getting better. And the few of the ones who were only recently infected are back up on their feet. But,
Incredible. Does anybody need any extra assistance? I can help provide some healing to anyone who
yeah,
needs
I
it.
think if we can get people to civilization, if we can take them away from here, I mean, we've been making our best. Wayfinder's been creating this base camp for us, but we've not been, the undead haven't bothered us or anything, so
How many Guardians are hit?
about 40 or so.
I'll message Aerois. In terms of storm chaser capacity, I didn't actually get told.
We can transport up to about maybe 20, 30 in the hold. We couldn't do it for very long. We wouldn't have the supplies to do that for very long, but we could take about 20 or 30 people aboard.
40?
Extra? I can't hear
It
this
would be a
conversation.
push, I think, Captain. We could maybe do it. It would be more problem on our supplies and the weight and everything else.
What's the
But it's
closest
possible.
town to here?
There'll be towns nearby, like, there'll be a town nearby. I don't necessarily know the name of it, but the other option as well is, like, and Wayfinder and that will tell you this. They'll say that, like, we can, as long as we can send word back to Horizon, we have ships that can come and pick us up. We just need to get word to them that where we are. We can make do here for now. Like, we're not in any danger here. We just need to have somebody come and pick us up.
That was the next stop for us anyway, so
Yeah.
we could go and alert people.
Yes, and how about we take on board the sick
Yes.
that need help?
If you were willing to take some on board, if you could take the worst of them.
Yes, we'll do that, and then we'll send word
Sure.
to Horizon to send you some ships.
There's about 10 who they haven't awoken. They're still unconscious. They're recovering, but they're still ill, and they need care. So if Vines goes with you as well, we'll send Vines with you to look after them. But yes, and then the rest of us will stay here, and we can keep a perimeter, and we can keep a lookout for any danger. Where's Commander Hotshot and the others?
Commander Hotshot fell.
Wayfinder and Helper will just sort of nod their heads.
She gave her life to save me.
Does not surprise me. The commander was. That's who she was. I know that she felt very personally responsible for what happened to us in the encounter, especially against the archer, the stalker. She felt particularly responsible for that. So it doesn't surprise me.
Ultimately, it was the archer that her sacrifice destroyed.
Seems that she got revenge for us, at least.
It's not all bad, though. Shade is here.
And you see Shade's like already made his way down and is like starting to speak with the rest of them and stuff like that. Well, that's something. I take it that Shade is the only one then that Protector and Tinker didn't make it.
Well, we never
Well,
Yeah, we didn't hear from Protector. They went ahead.
Oh.
So there's all the potential. Did they not come back to this?
Oh.
Maybe we should send out a scouting party or something.
Am I the only one who knows that?
Quill knows.
With his burgeoning perception.
Yeah. And insight.
Yes, we could send someone, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, they must be out there.
Protector didn't make it.
What?
When we were resting, Protector led more forces away from us. Otherwise, we would all have died.
As we are led to believe, there was a force that was going to attack us where we were camping, and Protector led them away.
And you're informing us of this now?
We thought that it would be too hard to hear in that moment.
We have
We
to
had-
share in this, you understand?
We had to push forward.
We would have pushed forward.
But
I think you should share these things with, particularly Sentry.
after Tinker as well, I saw how it affected Sentry specifically. I didn't want that to
But that's
change
not
how things went.
to say that they're not out there, so we should look.
I mean, we intend to recover as many Guardians as we can, both alive or dead, to see what Sentry can do. Maybe restoring some souls back to them. Maybe finding some solution to that problem. If we find Protector out there, then maybe there's something to recover.
Wayfinder will probably say, did Commander Hotshot know about what was happening?
Yes.
Doesn't surprise me that the commander was probably the one who suggested not to tell everyone.
When I'm confident the sickness is gone, I will search the Matrix. If Protector is in the Matrix, then I know what happened. And if they're not, then they're still out there.
Well, those of us who remain behind, those of us who are able bodies, is the threat over? Are the undead gone?
Yes, they should be.
All right, then it won't be too hard for our main scouts to locate bodies.
We did promise them that we would come back for them and that we would bring them back to you.
Okay.
Well, I promised them that. So I'm happy to help look.
It'll probably take a few days. Just, this is a big area, but with our scouts and if you have any magical means to help us locate their bodies, then that would be useful. It will help speed that process up.
Yes.
Can you, now that the sickness is gone, can you commune with Root? And
Do I know that this... I don't know if it's safe yet.
You don't, and
have to-
also you would need to find their bodies and take
Yeah.
the spirits back into the Matrix as well. Like if Protector died out,
Yeah.
his spirit won't return to the Matrix on
Okay.
its own. You have to extract it, basically.
Yeah.
There may be a way, you're still, the Matrix isn't still, you don't know how it all works entirely. Certainly it must have been the case that when Root was, the Prime, like you can't imagine that he was going around to every Guardian and taking their souls in. There might be a way that you can sort of passively do it, but it's not something you've tried yet. You could always try, like a kind of almost acting like a beacon to call their spirits back to you, but then you would be missing their bodies to put new souls back in.
I'll give it some time, and I'll try and find a way of locating them. When I know for sure it's safe to do so.
Yeah, we can definitely, in any case, send word back to Horizon to get some ships to come pick as many of you up as possible. Did we want to head back to Horizon ourselves to send a message personally? Or did we want to stay here for a bit to assist in the search?
do you have anything that would be useful in helping?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is locate creature, but does that work on...
Won't work on the dead, no.
Do you have object? If it's...
Yeah, locate object might work as well.
No, I would like to find them.
It's easily doable. There's no immediate threat now in this jungle. Even like things like beasts and animals were scared away by the undead when this valley was transformed. So it'll take time for them to filter back in. So if you did want to search, now is probably actually going to be the best time, because it will just be a case of trekking through the woods and searching for them. But you also have a rough idea of where they fell or roughly where they were, so you kind of can help narrow that down. And you've got the Storm Chaser now to sort of help as well. So it'll just be a case of spending a few days.
You just follow the journey that we took, basically, and just do that.
Well, if that's the plan, then we can just say that happens. Like, if there's nothing else you guys want to do this day, you spend the next 2 or 3 days working with Wayfinder, especially, who kind of leads a scouting party, and they start tracking their bodies, not just of Tinker and Protector, and but of other Guardians that were lost in battle and fell.
Could I, when we do get back to the camp that we made at Treen, could I cast Locate Creature with the Wayfinder's Guide for Protector?
Let's find out. Sentry, can you roll a D100 for me, please? It's going to be a low chance, but let's find out.
66.
66, okay. You cast Locate Creature. What's the range?
1,000 feet. It's basically just
How long does it last, concentration-wise?
It lasts an hour.
An hour. So with that hour, the immediate ping, no. You don't find Protector.
Okay.
But you maintain concentration, maybe hoping that as you begin searching for the next hour, maybe as you travel, see how far you can get, see what range you can pick up on.
I think as time is going on, I'm just continuously turning around to Sentry and just like shaking my head, like
Giving
still nothing yet.
Still nothing. But eventually, as you spend about an hour traveling in the direction, and you remember you were trying to be quiet at the time, you were stealthing, you were making your way to Nightbloom Hold whilst being pursued. Just before the hour runs out, you get a ping.
Wait, Sentry, wait.
What?
This way.
Which way?
I know. I think I found him.
And you make your way back to the large tree that you took that long rest in, and laying, sort of propped up, one of their legs having been ripped off, one of their arms having been ripped off, but alive, thanks to the natural 20 death save I just rolled.
Oh!
Protector. I knew you would return.
Protector. Brave soul, thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you for coming back, for believing in me.
Of course, I'd never leave you behind.
Just reach down with one arm.
I'll take a hand, pull him up.
Yeah, it's just like, can't really stand on their own. You have to
I'll
like,
help as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get you fixed up.
Yeah, absolutely. Sort of hobbling together. Hotshot. They did not return with you.
No. She gave her life to save us, save Nova,
Till all are one.
till all are one.
Yeah. And yeah. You reclaim the bodies of the fallen. You find Protector.
Hell yeah.
One Guardian soul not lost. Fucking natural 20 on the
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, yeah,
I was like, over 50%, I'll make death saves for them. Under 50%, they're dead. They're just gone.
Yeah.
Rolled it. First one was a 12, so I was like, that's a success. Next one was a natural 20. I was like, well,
Yeah.
that means that they survived on 1 HP.
I mean, I imagine Sentry's throwing out lay on hands points in there, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that you guys
Obviously,
would heal and kind of help them, fashion them like a crutch or something so they can move on their own and things like that. But yeah, it is, it's tedious, but you managed to get them back. And there is just one last question, and I think that it's probably Wayfinder that proposes it. What about the commander's body, Hotshots?
I was gonna say, Mark, would there have been remains? Because it was an explosion, and I know you said at the time that I would know that her matrix is lost.
I mean, yeah, like that. You saw her using literally the energy of her matrix to charge that explosion, but there could be a body.
Yeah.
There could be a physical form left, but the matrix would be destroyed. But
Yeah.
there could be something if you
Yeah.
wanted to. I mean, you know know,
Well,
where Nightbloom Hold is.
I don't know how much you would allow a retcon, but would you allow, like, that we looked before we left the temple to go to...
I don't even think we need to retcon it because you can just go there now.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing
Yeah, we went
preventing
too
you
far
just
away.
going
I would-
there now.
I would
You had this
definitely
immediate
say-
thing of like, let's go and do this
Yeah.
stuff and do this other thing, and then like maybe that realization, finding Protector alive. Oh, like maybe we should go back and try.
I think it would be like a little niggle in the back of like Nova's mind of like, even though I saw an explosion,
Yeah.
maybe.
Especially
maybe
seeing like
there's
Protector
something.
survive
Yeah.
somehow. Like
Yeah.
even though I said to like you like, oh, you know, a destroyer, like yeah, it could be that Nova's like, well,
Yeah.
Protector
You
survived,
never
and we thought
know.
that
Yeah.
they were dead. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I would definitely bring that up quietly after seeing Protector and like, I'm not 100% sure, but I really want to go and check.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go look.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a very different tale.
Yeah.
When you arrive at Nightbloom Hold, you make your way through the temple, still now quiet, but at least very gentle bird song, maybe from the tops of the trees, no longer shrouded in darkness. Those mortuary gardens that you saw that were once filled with undead, now in the light of day, looks peaceful, beautiful almost. These kind of cultivated gardens and patches of beautiful flowers, you know, covering the grounds of the dead, but also so beautifully arrayed, like it is, you know, a very peaceful place. You make your way back up to the keep and, you know, through the you know, across the portcullis, eventually you manage to make your way through. And at the back, beyond the temple where you'd fought Gideon, there is a side chamber. You go through a side door and down a narrow corridor, and it leads you out into this large courtyard where is just the broken remnants of like chunks of fallen tree and log and broken branches from this colossal tree above you. And just it takes you maybe an hour, and like Sentry and Ayla are maybe like hauling like huge pieces of logs and moving them and stuff. And then you eventually find not just Hotshot's body, but also Cerese's. Still malformed, like not fully regenerated, still plagued by sickness and pox. But next to her is just really a torso and like the remnants of a head, and even that's badly torn up. You can see that the chest cavity where Hotshot's matrix is has literally like torn open. There is no sign of the matrix. There is just no fragment, maybe pieces of fragments of crystal, but completely blown outwards. And then, you know, anything else really resembling Hotshot isn't really there. It's a little bit more horrific and a bit more sort of sobering than Protector. Probably the only one of the things you maybe find her arm cannon just sort of like discarded, like sort of blown away. Still one of the last kind of recognizable sort of like pieces remaining.
What do we do, Sentry? Is there a guardian burial rites?
I don't know, I've never buried a guardian before.
Could I make a suggestion?
Of course.
I don't know if this is too crass, but maybe we could store her body where the lantern is.
Yeah. Yeah. We should do that. Maybe lay her and Elowen together as well. Let them rest. I think that'd be nice. Yeah.
Doesn't take long. The altar, the temple, you can easily take the body into there, lay it at the foot of the altar, just beneath the candle that's still the lantern with its slowly, brightly burning candle. Yeah. Easily done. There is still the body of Sir Godric. You still see Elwyn and the others out in the courtyard as well. Their bodies still there, but now lifeless. But Protector will say, if it is not much trouble, when we return, I would like to take the commander's arm to replace the one I lost.
Of course. It's all I want after all.
A way of keeping her with us.
Of course. I think she'd like that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Nice.
Didn't expect us to latch on to Protector, did you? Man, what a cool...
Sometimes.
What a great story.
But yeah, and I think with that, we can sort of wrap it all up. One thing I will say for Sentry as well, whether you commune with Root, I don't know how you want to do it, but in those days that you're searching, you can now safely take their souls back in. Like, with the sickness gone, you're not sure if you could have when that plague was still there, but there is no sign of a disease or sickness on any of the Guardians now. Just, lost strength for those who survived, but for the dead, yeah, you can safely take their souls back into the Matrix. So any that were lost can be rejoined, and their bodies free to place new warriors into, or individuals, whoever.
Maybe as part of Protector's funeral, I guess. I think Sentry would be doing that sort of alongside everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this like some... almost like... It's a lot of bodies at once, or is it like one at a time, or...
Sentry can do many at once now. Like, yeah, if you have like gathered a kind of group of, Guardians, you can, like you did with the City of Glass, right? You can pull their souls in and then you can replenish them sort of one by one, or as a massed group as well. You've kind of mastered that now.
Yeah.
It does take, it's not instantaneous. It takes like, 10 minutes, an hour for you to fully kind of do and then put back in without exhausting yourself. But
all the other, surviving Guardians, are they all there to witness this as well?
Yeah, and it's also, I think that Guardians don't bury. Like, there's no burial rites for a Guardian, because normally their souls are taken into the Matrix and then new ones are put back into old Guardians, provided they're still functional. But if a body was no longer functional, like if a body was destroyed but the Matrix was intact, they would just take the soul in, and then in the past, maybe this is something Root tells you, a new body would just be forged and then they would place a new one in. But that knowledge is lost now, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Cool.
So it's a very unusual experience, and even the other Guardians are like, what do we do? This isn't, to the Guardians, like, it's so alien to know that Hotshot is gone. It is like a very weird thing for the other Guardians. Like, they just really struggle with it, to know that one of them is just lost forever.
Yeah. I think Sentry would just say as they're burying Protector, just say...
Hotshot.
Oh, Hotshot, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just say, may the Golden Sea guide them to whatever beyond waits for them.
Yeah. Like, the Guardians kind of mumble it in repetition, but yeah, I think that there's like, oh God, like, yeah, what does happen? What else is there?
What is there beyond?
Yeah, like, they've only ever known the river of the Matrix, the Golden River. Like, what else is there?
When Sentry died, she
just was nothing.
There's nothing.
Yeah. So there's this, like, but I think, like, the fact that you've said it, like, a few of them, like, if you hear, like, maybe some mutterings, like, if the Prime says it, there has to be something. Like, if the Prime says it, there's something else. Like, we just don't know it.
Yeah.
And, like, it kind of does alleviate it, but it's definitely like this cultural impact of, like, oh God, like, yeah, we can be lost.
Sentry, you might want to say something. Just a suggestion. As long as they hold her in their memories, she'll always live on. Yeah. She's not lost.
As long as you always remember her, she'll always be with you.
Okay. Yeah. Sort of like goes around, like there's murmurings of it and things like that. People seem to. But it's a very, like, they do definitely sort of like, as long as we remember. And I think Sentry get this, but it's like, it's very different for the Guardians.
Yeah.
Because for them it's just like, well, we've never had to do that. Like, we've just known that they're there, like in the Matrix, like waiting. Like, so for just to remember somebody is a very different experience for them. But they kind of like get the idea, and it's like, yeah. And like, they start telling, those who knew Hotshot begin telling stories of her and stuff like that. But like, yeah, it's a very different sort of experience for them. Cool.
Can I suggest in the meantime as well, we don't need to act this out, but just as a point of like, in the background, that maybe we inter the bodies of the knights into, I imagine there's various mausoleums in the garden grounds in the Nightbloom Hold, like that we enter.
There's
the
mausoleums.
nights.
Like if you spend time here, you realise that there's actually mausoleums for all the previous Knight Commanders. There is a mausoleum where the Knight Commanders themselves are interred, and you actually find out that it's normally it is warded against anybody in there being raised from the dead, and that's still in place. Like those protections haven't been removed. Which is why it was only the 4 living Knight Commanders that you were sort of having to deal with. But yeah, you can definitely take their bodies. When you do inter them, and you can find that there are unnamed sarcophagus waiting for the next ones to be placed in, right? You know, place them in there. Once they go into the tombs, things like Cerese's body, all the plague and the pox begins to like burn away, as the holy seals on the mausoleum actually begin sort of purifying the body of this other sort of like power. Same with Lamely's, same with Sir Elwyn. She begins shrinking in size, the cracked black skin begins healing till they are just themselves. Not enough to like, you know, Sir Godric's skeletal hand just becomes, it dissolves, so it's just like an amputated arm. But like, yeah, they basically become their dead normal selves without this influencing power. And yeah, you lay them to rest.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Cool. Well, with all of that out of the way, my assumption is you will eventually make your way back to Horizon.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely would have had a sending if all of us are sticking around. Like right before all of this began, I would have sending to get the ships on their way to ferry these Guardians.
All done. Yeah, that's fine. It's just that background admin.
Yeah, and I think we could all wayfind a guide back to Horizon.
Yeah.
How long does all of this like take?
A few days.
Okay.
2-3 days, I think. Like just to like find the bodies, to do everything in the place, bury stuff. You know, it takes a good few hours to do a few of these things, but yeah, I think like 2 or 3 days. And then you transport back to Horizon, and I struggle to keep track of the time. I think that's us for the episode, so that is where we're gonna call this one.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
What a fucking roller coaster of an episode! It was like, ha ha ha, silly fun. Sad.
No, it wasn't. Sad.
It was like bittersweet.
Yeah,
it was like.
Sad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice though. I think it was good.
Yeah, it needed to have some.
I love a
closures
good
and stuff.
like prologue to an epic chapter.
Yeah.
Epilogue.
Epilogue.
That one. What's a prologue?
It's the one
The
that comes
beginning.
before. Yeah, it's the beginning.
Post-log.
Post-log, yeah,
That's
sure.
what it is.
Post-log clarity.
But yeah,
Post-log.
that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. We love you. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah.
Goodbye.
Bye.